Welcome to Travels with the Baldiloks. Today we visited Lincoln Home National Historic Site. This is where Abraham Lincoln lived from 1844 to 1861 before becoming the 16th President of the United States, and it's the only home he ever owned. Robert donated the family home to the state of Illinois in 1887 under the condition that it would be forever well maintained and open to the public at no charge.
Inside the Welcome Center, you'll find a small museum of artifacts of Abraham Lincoln and his families, and plus other artifacts of that period. It was pretty amazing. When you first walk into the building, you will see the Great Republican Rally at Lincoln's home. Great big old picture. If you look down by the doorway just to the right, you'll see the tallest man there. That's Abraham Lincoln. And to the window to the far left, you can barely see her, but that would be his wife, Mary.
Here I am standing outside the home. When they first bought the home, I believe it was one story and they built it up. And next, this is the neighborhood surrounding the home. And this is an original railing inside the home. And it's the closest you're ever going to get to shaking Abraham Lincoln's hand.
These black walnut partition doors, many times they would be closed. So you would have two separate rooms. The front being Mary's area of the parlor, the back Mr. Lincoln's home office or home study. When they had company, the doors would be open like they are today. These drawings, the reproductions, they were originally drawn by an artist who came in. At that convention, there's this underdog candidate, Abraham Lincoln from out west in Illinois, who, he wants the nomination. He's got friends working for his nomination up there. Judge David Davis from Bloomington, you'd call him the ringmaster of the Lincoln forces. And it's a surprise when Abraham Lincoln gets a majority of the delegates on the third ballot. Back then, winning candidates didn't give an acceptance speech at the convention. They stayed home. A notification committee was sent to meet the candidate and notify him. That's what happens. May 19th, 18th, it's 7 in the evening, and they came in, the delegation came in the front door just like we did to this parlor. But right outside on those steps, Willie and Tad were greeting that delegation, with Tad going, I'm a Lincoln boy too, all right? They meet Abraham Lincoln right here. I mean, some are spilling over in the other room, but Lincoln's right here. And George Ashman, the head of the delegation, officially notifies Lincoln of his selection, and he asks Mr. Lincoln, will you accept our nomination? And Abraham Lincoln responds by saying, he's very much aware of the responsibility as well as the honor that comes with this offer. Mm-hmm. And then he says, I will let you know my answer in a few days. Oh, he doesn't say yes or no that day. 4 days later, in writing, he formally accepted their nomination offer. But in many senses, we can say Abraham Lincoln's formal road to the White House started right here on May 19th, 1860. And by the way, that cake is meant to be white almond cake, and that was Mary's favorite. And that's what I'm sure she didn't make it all the time, but if you go to a reception in Springfield and it's Lincoln themed, you know you're going to have white almond cake.
Not kerosene lamps.
Correct. They did have kerosene lamps, or at least oil lamps, like whale oil lamps, and I think kerosene as well. Mary did not like oil lamps, though. She preferred candlelight. She was really afraid of fire. And of course candles are fire. They have two separate bedrooms up here, but adjoining, so it's like a bedroom suite.
Was this the original bed?
No,
not this one.
The only one is the guest bedroom.
Okay, the one before this.
These other ones are period. They're typical of what they would have had, but not Lincoln pieces. Okay. In Mr. Lincoln's bedroom here, we have the wardrobe. All the dressers, no matter what room you're looking at, are Lincoln pieces. And my favorite piece in this bedroom, actually in the whole house, is right back here. Mr. Lincoln's writing desk, yes, he did work at that desk. He said it was the first desk he did business on once he moved to Springfield. And these are the two rooms where the pattern of the wallpaper, now this is a reproduction, because we have some of the original, it's faded by now. This pattern is the exact pattern that Mary picked out for this.
Here's a selfie of my wife and I, and you can tell by the looks on our faces that we had a really good tour.
We're inside President Abraham Lincoln's bedroom, and here is his actual desk.
So the other thing that the Lincolns own, see the little piece? It's right on the table on the edge. I don't know what you. It's like a sewing bob or something. It would hit that. That is Mary's, and it's when she was sewing or whatever. It would hold the thread or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so that is hers. Now, and clothes and everything else, our period is a real Lincoln stove. Although I think it's interesting. They bought it in June of 1860, and that's after he's gotten the nomination. So the old one must have just, run its course.
After finishing the tour, it made you really appreciate living in today's times. Oh, look. Yeah, the outhouse.
Next, we visited the Lincoln Tomb State Historic Site. President Abraham Lincoln died in 1865. It was a beautiful area. We were able to walk around, not able to walk up the stairs to the second floor as it was blocked off.
As you notice by the size of the memorial, people that wanted to be of a dedication to a great president of the United States. We were taken in awe as we looked at the height and the depth and inside this tomb of the careful artwork and the articulation that went into of dedicating to this president. As you can see upon the outside, it cannot be missed. When you walk upon the inside, this artwork, this architecture continued to show the greatness of how much we cared for a president that affected the country.
And here is Abraham Lincoln's tomb, and also inside is his 4 children and wife as well. We highly recommend checking out both of these historic sites. It was well worth the time, and again, both are free of charge to view.
It is definitely an opportunity that if people get the opportunity, they need to come visit this tomb, because you can see of how much care that went into this president.
Travels with the Baldiloks. Like us on Facebook.
And subscribe to us on YouTube and give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.